Welcome to More Action, the podcast for entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals. I'm your host, Shelly Bryan, and together we have candid conversations with industry leaders to uncover valuable wisdom and lessons learned. My hope is you use these lessons to intentionally take more action in business and life. I hope you share and enjoy. On today's show, I am going to share my secret for staying focused. And if you're new to the show here, welcome, Shelly Bryan. This is the More Action podcast. And it's just that, taking more action. And one of the things that I will say about staying focused is actually kind of inverse. It's taking less action. I know that sounds absolutely crazy coming from me here on the show, but let me explain a little bit further. And if you've been tuning in for a while, I share real world things that are happening to me or that have happened in my past here to be able to help you provide different perspective. It's just something that I wish in my past that I had. That's how I'm paying it forward right now with the podcast. And it's so much about mindset, perspective, and just taking that action. So let's bring it back here. And, one of my secrets to staying focused it is more about saying no than it is about saying yes. Now, let me first share. Shiny object syndrome as an entrepreneur is something that it's wired in us. And I know that a lot of people out there will be like, I have 5 businesses and I do all of this. And I'm like, that's fan-freaking-tastic for you. But I can tell you from experience, when you have too many irons in the fire, none of them will stay hot. And none of them will get hot enough to be able to make a huge difference, not only for your life, but everyone else that you're interacting with, right? Your employees or those that you serve as far as the product or the service that you do. And so as entrepreneurs, it's something that Chris and I have had to work through on various levels over the last, I will say, like solid 15 years. And for a while there, we really did not do a good job. And I would say probably until like mid 22, we still weren't doing a great job. And so much so, like we really dived into this. We did a full episode on this called Shiny Object Syndrome or Shiny Object Entrepreneurship. It was back episode 85. You'll hear Chris and I, we definitely share all in that episode. And we have very different takes about that kind of entrepreneur shiny object feeling that we had and what happened with us. So I absolutely invite you to go back and listen to that for more. However, the thing is that the more, I'm just gathering my thoughts here as I'm recording the show, but as entrepreneurs, we see it's how we're wired. So we see problems and we want to create solutions, or we see the way something is done. And one of our gifts is to be like, we could do that better. I can, provide a better solution. I can save the client money. I can make it faster. I can do these things. And then we're like, okay, I can do it. I have that experience. Let me go. And you just spread yourself so thin because you keep seeing that next shiny object, that next problem that you want to solve based upon experience that you have. And while that is absolutely amazing, and that's what makes us as business owners, as leaders out there, even better is the fact that we do see these problems. The challenge is when we act on them too much. And then we just literally have so much going on that we get nothing done. Now, another take on this is something that, like I said, I just experienced today. And it's a little bit of a different spin, but let me explain. Let me share why. Is that so here in Arizona, if you're new to Arizona, it's 100 million degrees in the summer. I'm an Arizona native. I actually love the heat, but it's like 115 here. And so the summer really slows down when it comes to events, masterminds, gathering, groups, all of the things. And people are on summer vacation away from school as well. But as kids go back to school, which is happening very soon, as summer is closing out and our cooler weather doesn't start for a little bit, but it starts getting a little bit nicer. Events start happening. It's one of the blessings about living in Arizona, specifically Scottsdale, is there's so many events, there's so many things going on. You don't have to travel to, everyone is coming to you. But once that starts hitting, I can tell you, like, my phone has already, because some kids in the valley have already gone back to school. Our kids are very shortly going back to school. That it's like the text messaging starts. Oh, we're having this email or this event. Emails are coming. Social media is blowing up right now when it comes to like all the events that are coming in the fall, and the tickets are going to be selling. And you're like, oh my gosh, look at all these events. And they're your friends. They're your friends. They're colleagues. They're maybe even people that you aspire to be. And you're like, oh my gosh, they're putting on an event. I have to go. I want to go. And while it sounds like absolutely amazing, maybe they're selling on community. This is going to give you community as an entrepreneur because it's so lonely. Or, hey, executive leadership, this is going to help you be a better leader and you should do it. Maybe it's pulling together great people, like a mastermind that you're able to go back and forth with. Maybe it's your friends are joining. You're getting invitations from your friends that are going and they're like, come with me. Maybe, just maybe, this is one I had to struggle with that I must say I'm doing much better on now. A little bit of FOMO, right? There's all these events. We live in such a great location. There's all these events. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I would love to go there. I would love to do that. I could do this. All of this like FOMO, I have to go or I'm going to miss out. You hear things like your network is your net worth. So you think, okay, I'm going to go to all of these events. I'm going to network with everybody and I'm going to meet that one person that's going to change my life, my business, or my career. Or maybe it's that you want to learn something new and you're like, okay, maybe there's this event over here and oh, that speaker is really great. I'm going to go learn on it. And the other thing is that you have people, see how like all this keeps coming. When all this keeps coming, if you live in these destinations, and even if you don't, right? Like even if you don't live in a destination, you're still getting bombarded by all of these events and all of these things going on, these groups to join, everything. And, you know, people will be coming to your area and be like, hey, let's get together first and see if we have synergies. And it's another way of saying distractions. I want to distract you. Or, hey, let's get together. I'd love to pick your brain. I'm going to be in town for X event. All of these things that I literally just spent the last couple of minutes listing are another form of a shiny object. Well, you're not going to start a business. It's still a shiny object because it's something that you could go do. You could, oh yeah, I'm feeling pretty lonely. I'd love to go have community. I'd love to go do this. Or that's an easier choice than staying focused on doing the relentless work every single day in my business. I want a break, something like that. And all of these events, and I used to do this, not only with businesses, but with events and things. It's just a distraction. Truly, these are just distractions. And while some, I will say, I think can be highly valuable, the case is that probably 95% of all of the events, all of the things that are going on, all of the invites that you're getting with your friends to go to these events, less than 5% are actually valuable to you, meaning that you will pull some significant value from the event that you can apply immediately, take action, and that you will see a direct result based upon what you do. It is a very small amount. So these are just another version of a shiny object. And it's one thing that I feel like when we get into entrepreneurship or business ownership is that I think sometimes get surprised at how lonely it is. And then it's like we seek community and everyone's talking about community. And I do think it's great for certain businesses. Absolutely. That is what you need. But the bulk of them, it's like coming to the realization and knowing that, hey, I'm on this journey right now and it is going to be lonely. And I'm okay with that because I know that the longer that I stay committed to what my actions are and what my goals are and taking action directly towards that without getting distracted, without losing focus, is going to get you there that much faster. And so I wanted to just talk about this on this show, but then this is about taking action. I'm going to share with you exactly what I've done when I feel that distraction coming, when I feel that FOMO coming up. And this is what has worked for me. And just like anything, when you try something new, you're not very good at the beginning. It's really hard. It's really uncomfortable. Saying no is very challenging. Clicking away from something is very challenging. It's not what they entice you to do. It's not why there's a million buttons to join, enroll, register all along their sales page. There's a process and you have to train yourself to do it. So no, number one, this isn't easy. Guess what? Life isn't easy. But this is one thing that I will tell you. And because I live here in such a destination location for events, that I have had a lot of practice in saying no to this. And it has been one of the leading indicators on where we are. I'll speak specifically to 2024 with our construction business, and what we've been able to do, Chris and I, is by saying no. So when I get presented with something, and literally this just happened today, and this was with a friend texted me having an event, asked me to come, and sent a personal text to me. I knew about it in groups and social settings and all of that. And I look at it, and what's the first thing that I want to do? We're giving people, right? We are people of service, especially like we're in a service business. Most of us out there are, even if product is a level of a service business, is that you want to help them. And this friend, I want to help you. But ultimately, by me saying yes to you means that I'm saying no to my business, to my focus, to the goals that I have. And unfortunately, right now, I'm not in that place. Call it selfish, call it what you want, is that it is my yes to any of these means I'm saying no to something else. And I'm not okay with that right now. And so whenever I have something that I'm toying with, like today, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my friend. I want to help her. I want to support her. It would be great. It's tying together two things that I think are absolutely amazing and fantastic and good people. And I just ask myself this simple question: does this event align with my main thing, or my business, or my focus, or my goal, whatever it is for you? So for us, we do commercial construction. That is what we do. Now, there are so many different areas within commercial construction, but that is what we do. So any event that comes in that's either just basic business or not specific to general contracting, to commercial construction, is very easy for me to ask this question to myself and be like, does this event, even though it's a friend, even though I want to support her, even though I want to do all of these things, does this event align with my main thing? Does this event align with our goals for the construction company right now? And we are slammed. And I had to say, no, it doesn't. And this is not an open-ended question. It's not open for discussion. No, it does not. And so if that still has you weighing on the board, right? Like, oh, I still want to help her. I still want to do this. I'd ask another question to myself. Does the value gained from this event outweigh the loss of focus, right? Because I'm going to have to prepare for the event. I'm going to think about the event. Got to spend the time registering for the event. The event's going to happen. Then there's probably going to be follow-up. I'm going to get extra emails. I'm going to get extra things coming after it. That's all time. That's all losing focus on what it is. Maybe there's like a joint mastermind at the end, like all these different things. Does the value gained outweigh your loss of focus? Another question: can I lean into a group that I'm already involved in versus joining a new group, right? Where there are so many leadership groups, mastermind groups, business groups, small business groups, construction groups, non-construction, all these different things. And there are so many options out there. And instead of spreading yourself thin and joining in, be like, well, wait, I'm already a member here. And if I'm needing community, or if I need just someone to freaking listen to me, can I lean into that group a little bit more versus going to this event? You're going to regain your focus because you're not spreading yourself thin. You're not succumbing to the next shiny thing. And the other one is, if I don't go this year, will it still be there next year? Could I have even better perspective to gain from it next year? The answer is yes. And there will always be a new one, even if that one's shut down. So my first question that I asked myself though, this has been the single thing that has changed it all for me, is that does this event, does this program, does this mastermind, does this group align with my main thing or my business and our goals? If it has anything to do with commercial construction, nothing there, answer is easy no. It's not going to pull me closer. So now that we've gotten to that point, I hope you're still sticking with me here, because now it's like, how do we decline? I just shared, like, a friend sent me a personal text message to invite me to her event. And those are hard. Saying no to a friend is hard. But when you stay true to who you are and the facts, it makes it a whole lot easier. And so here's how I declined that personal invite. Is I simply said, I am so excited for you. This event sounds amazing and you are going to be great. I said, I am going to decline right now because we are so focused on our business and I need to remain that way. Wish you the best of luck. And I will say a prayer for a blessed event for you. And it was done. It was received. She accepted it. And it's true. This is it. We are so busy right now. I cannot even do this. Even if it's a, half-day event on the weekend, my weekends are sacred. This is for family time and any extra business that we have to catch up on. And I'm not willing to lose focus on what we're the momentum we have right now. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And I know that wherever you are, kind of the fall starts kicking in with events coming in. You're going to feel that FOMO. And I'm going to tell you that those events, they will still be there. You have everything in you already to be successful. Don't let that shiny object distract you and pull your focus away from your main thing. When you are ready to decline, because you've already answered the question on whether that event aligns with your main thing or not, if it is a simple no, which more often than not it is, simply decline, stay true, state the facts, and stay focused on your main thing. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget, you can watch me, subscribe over on YouTube. We're going to be doing some fun things there. And I love connecting. I'm actually learning more on LinkedIn. So come hang out with me over there. Lots of great things coming with the show too. You're going to see some really awesome changes. So make sure you stay tuned and stay subscribed.